For years, local SEO has felt like, well, a total guessing game, right? You throw some things at the wall, you hope something sticks, but you're never really sure what actually worked. But what if you could change all that? What if you could turn that guesswork into a precise, data-driven science? Well, that's exactly what we're going to dive into today.
And this quote right here, this really hits the nail on the head. It's the core idea of everything we're talking about. We're talking about a huge shift in how we think about reaching local customers. It's about moving away from just hoping you're on the right track to knowing you are, because you've got the data to prove it.
Okay, so this slide just lays it all out, doesn't it? The journey we're on today. Over on the left, you've got the old way. Think frustrating, soul-crushing manual tasks, and that awful feeling in your gut where you can't really prove your ROI. Sound familiar? Yeah. But on the right, that's where we're going. We're talking data-driven decisions, automated workflows, and an ROI that's crystal clear. So let's figure out how we get there.
All right, first things first. We need a command center. One single place where we can see what's actually happening with all our marketing efforts. This is the spot where we finally stop guessing and start seeing. And the tool that's going to get us there, it's Google Looker Studio.
So what is this thing exactly? Well, think of Looker Studio as your ultimate dashboard builder. It's a tool that goes out and grabs all your key data from places like Google Analytics, your Google business profile, all the important spots, and pulls it all together onto one clean screen. It becomes your single source of truth for everything local marketing. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. Look at the kind of metrics we're talking about here. We're not just looking at fuzzy, feel-good numbers. No way. We're tracking actions that show someone is about to walk through your door or pick up the phone. How many people literally asked for directions? How many called you straight from your Google listing? These are the numbers that actually translate to growth.
And that right there is the whole point. With a dashboard like this, all that confusion just melts away. You can see in real time, hey, did adding that new photo gallery actually get more clicks? Or are we getting more calls since we updated our hours? It's clear, it's actionable, and it tells you what's working and what's not.
Okay, so now we know what's working. That's huge. But here's the next big question. How on earth do we find the time to do more of it? Because let's be real, local SEO is packed with so much repetitive manual work. Well, this is where our second tool swoops in to help us work smarter, not harder. And you've probably heard of it, ChatGPT. Now, the key to unlocking the power of AI isn't about learning to code or anything complicated like that. It all comes down to something called prompt engineering. And honestly, it sounds way fancier than it is. It's just the skill of giving the AI super clear, structured instructions to get a high-quality result back. Think of it this way. Garbage in, garbage out. The better your instructions, the better the result. You are still the one in the driver's seat. So what does this actually look like in practice? It's a really simple 3-step workflow. First, you set your goal. Let's say I need to draft a meta description. Simple. Second, you write a clear prompt. You'll want to include your keywords, maybe a character limit. And third, and this is the most important part, you refine what the AI gives you back. You're not just copy-pasting. You're taking its draft and using your expertise to make it perfect. It becomes your super-powered intern. And you can use this simple workflow for so many of those tasks that just eat up your day. Need to cluster a bunch of keywords by user intent? Whether they're looking to buy or just to learn? Done. Need 5 different meta descriptions to A/B test? Easy. How about a detailed content brief for a new service page, complete with FAQs? CGTP can spit that out in seconds. We're talking about saving hours of work here. All right, let's recap. We've got our performance data dialed in with Looker Studio. We're saving a ton of time with ChatGPT, but there's still a missing piece of the puzzle. The big one, the why. Why are users doing what they do? To answer that, we have to go beyond the numbers and actually look at human behavior. And our third tool, heat maps, is going to help us do just that. I mean, this is the question, isn't it? The one that can keep you up at night. You've done all this hard work to get local traffic to your website. People are showing up. They're here. But then what? What are they actually doing? What are they clicking? What are they totally ignoring? Without knowing this, you're flying blind. Well, this is where heat maps come in. They answer that question, but visually. They literally show you where people are clicking, creating these bright hotspots on your page. You can see how far down the page they scroll before they lose interest and just give up. You can see exactly what content is grabbing their eye. It is, and I'm not exaggerating here, like having a window directly into your user's mind. Let's use a real-world example to make this stick. So imagine a dentist's office. They use a heat map on their site and discover something amazing. Almost every single person visiting on a mobile phone is trying to click the directions button. So what's the big insight there? These aren't just people browsing around. These are high-intent customers who are actively trying to get to the office right now. So what's the obvious action? Make that directions button bigger, brighter, maybe even make it pulse. Make it impossible to miss on mobile. See, a simple behavioral insight leads directly to a smart business decision. Okay, so we've looked at 3 incredibly powerful tools. But here's the secret. Their real magic isn't when you use them by themselves. It's how they all work together to give you this complete 360-degree picture of your local strategy. So let's tie it all together.
First up, you've got Looker Studio. This is your scoreboard. It shows you the what's working, what's driving calls, what's bringing people in.
Then you bring in ChatGPT. This is your engine. It's what helps you do more of what works by automating all the tedious tasks so you can execute at scale. And finally, you have heat maps. This is your why. It gives you that critical human context behind the numbers, showing you what your users really, truly want.
And when you combine them, wow, you get this perfect feedback loop. You see the what in Looker Studio, you understand the why with heat maps, and then you use ChatGPT to act on those insights faster and more efficiently. It's a complete, full-circle view of your entire SEO performance, from the very first click all the way to a paying customer.
And look, this might be the most important takeaway of all. This is not about AI and analytics replacing SEO professionals, not at all. It's about empowering them. It's about giving smart people like you better tools to do what you do best, which is understanding customers and growing a business. Let the tools handle the grunt work so you can focus on the big picture strategy.
So, I want to leave you with this final thought. Every single click, every phone call, every time someone asks for directions, that's a signal. Your customers are literally showing you day in and day out exactly what they want. They're telling you what they need. And with the right tools in your belt, you can finally stop guessing and start actually listening. The only question left is, are you ready to?